fine, you're fine.
Just watch what you say, John.
Yeah, no kidding. Can I get some color commentary down here?
Yeah, no.
Is it on?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, it's loud in here. It seems like just the echoes.
Hoping we don't get hit by pucks.
Yeah.
I've noticed the black marks on the wall behind me. I'm in a danger zone.
Oh my God! Look at this.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the good thing about doing this job is I'm watching the play all the time. So I'm not like looking at my phone or something. Can you do a sound check? Is that something look good right there?
It looks good.
Okay.
It looks good, right?
It's kind of like, you know, rib number 7 or something, whatever that is. I don't know. All right, we're at the Doug Woog Arena, or rink. Used to be, let's say Wakota?
It used to be Lakota.
Used to be the Wakota Ice Rink. Now it's the Doug Woog facility.
Yeah, so no using no swearing and losing control.
All right, about to start with the Edina Hornets and Eagan. And they're the, what are they, Cats?
Wildcats.
The Wildcats, I like that. It's easy to say. So not always easy. Aiden Bennett in net for the Hornets tonight. And we're about to get underway here. Hornets and Wildcats. Here we go. And the Wildcats kind of win the battle at the original face-off. Back to center now. And they move it quickly up and around the boards. Back deep to the Hornet zone. Foley brings it out past the Hatch and down to the Wildcats end. Now they're fighting to get it out. Matthew Swain picks up the loose puck. Taken out, but now that chopped out to the center. So Brian Post finds it, turns and throws it in deep. Before checking, Joey Treble gets that behind the net. Now the Wildcats shoot that up and hard against the boards and all the way down the ice for an icing. Already made a switch. We've got Martin and Knapp at D, Peterson, Benz, and Reiner. Faceoff comes back to Ben's top of the circle. He shoots it down just wide. He finds it back in the corner, bringing it around behind the net. Circling now with it, dumps it down to Peterson. And back to Benz for a quick shot. That goes high and wide. Martin now battling for it at the blue line, wins it, and gets that in deep. Benz down to Peterson. He puts the shot off the goalie quickly. Comes back to the point, now fired up wide. Turning with it in the corner, Johnny Benz out to Reiners. Puts a shot right on. And the Wildcat goalie is up to the challenge there. The Wildcats finally find the loose puck and fire it down for another icing. A couple of in-close chances there for the Hornets. And they're changing it up again. 13-18 here in the period to go. So Boss, Steckman, and Puckoff with Willie and Ciprell. Face-off back to Ciprell. He makes a move and brings it into the high slot, puts that on net. And that's gloved by the Wildcats goalie. James Boss under center for the Hornets. Scrum for the face-off there, still in the circle, and the Puff gets it. Hands it to his man, but now chipped away. Try to break it out. It's still up inside the blue line. That finally comes down to Steffman down low. Steffman coming around behind the net with it, bothered by a Wildcat. He fires it into the slot. No one there, and it comes around where Boss forechecking. Down in the corner, he gets it to Steffman. Now Steffman back to Boss. Boss turning with it. Gets it up alongside the net. Back to Steffman around behind. Steffman still battling now, looking in the slot, and the goalie covers that up. Now Matthew Swaim centering Hatch and Treble. Face off. Back to Treble. He shoots it just high. And rebound comes past Willie and all the way down. Saprell gets to it first. He gets it to Willie, who bangs it out to center. Wildcats shoot it back in the Hornet zone. Saprell turns that right up to Matthew Swaim, up through the center. Over to Hatch, back to Swaim. Finds it and puts the backhand right on. Turned that to the corner, and now back to Saprell for at the blue line. Down to Swaim down low. Trying to get it to Hatch, but got picked off, and now the Wildcats bring that through center and drop it in the Hornet zone. Loose puck comes back to Matthew Swaim behind the net. That comes around past Hatch and all the way down to Wildcat zone. Now back to center. Willie brings it over to Colby. Colby bangs it off the boards as the Hornets make a change. And the Wildcats lose that in center. Colby scoops up the loose puck, has Reiners in the middle, and just too far for him, and Joey Treble was there as well. Back to Treble now in the slot, hits a skate and comes out. And the Wildcats pick it up loose and get it out to center, shooting it right through the center ice. Colby now gets that, bangs it behind the net to find his other defenseman there, post. Then that loose puck is picked up by Peterson, who gives it to Reiner. That's too far, and now comes back to post behind the net. Post up off the boards to Benz. Benz tried to cross ice, hit a Wildcat, and now Reiners chips that away at center ice. Loose puck gets picked up by the Wildcats, and they dump it all the way down the Hornet zone. Comes around the corner. Colby battling for it there along with Peterson. That comes around the post. And Johnny Benz picks that up and takes it down into the deep into the Hornet zone. That's stolen away, but Colby picks off the pass there. And Peterson fires it over the Reiners, but now Benz gunning in for it. Loose puck was going into the Wildcat zone, and got a burst of speed to try and get to that. Now he brings it back to Knapp and shoots it right on. And we'll have a face-off in the Wildcat zone. Boss taking that face-off. He's got Steffman and Puck-Off with him. That comes back to Martin, who puts it down in the corner. Puck-Off gets the loose puck there. Looking back, loses it along the boards. Thomas Knapp backing, and the Wildcats fire it past him in deep. That comes into Martin, who finds the winger, Steffman. Steffman now skating it, and just across the blue line ahead of him was Puck-Off. We'll have a face-off just outside the Hornets, or the Wildcat zone. Boss takes that, slams it into the Wildcat zone where they chop it out to the boards. Martin holds there. Now to Puck-Off again. He's bringing it out to the blue line. Battling there, wins the battle, gets it over to Steffman, who puts it right on. Good shot up high. Caught the goalie in the shoulder, and now that loose puck comes to Martin, who carries it down low to the corner. Martin circling and puts the backhander right on, and blocked down and frozen there.
Ready to go. I called her and said, I'm coming. We're gonna have a big lesson right here. I have this much left in my mouth. So I brought it. And we had just a great class. Literally.
Swaim, Hatch, and Treble. Right? Treble gets the face off side of the circle, keeps it down deep. That comes out to Thomas Knapp and rolls just outside. The Hornets check up, and it's still deep in the Wildcat zone. They're trying to move there behind the net. Forechecking by Swaim and Hatch, battling for it, still down low. They come up to the wing, but Knapp pinches that one down low and holds it in the zone. Now they're kicking it loose behind the net, and again, Knapp not letting that one by, pinching up tight to the winger. Still behind the Wildcats goal. Now they shoot it up off the glass, and tipped by Hornets, so no icing. That comes back to Martin, who chipped it back to Knapp. Now the Wildcats battling for it behind the net. And that comes out to the side where Treble chases after it. Deflected puck out of play. And we'll have a face-off outside or inside the zone. Reiners, Benson, and Peterson out there with Willie and Saprell. Coming close but not out. Now it's back deep to Willie, and he turns with it in the corner. And Peterson and Willie still battling for it down low. And Peterson chops it loose, gets it to Peterson, quickly to Benz, who comes up through center. Oh, good play by Peterson to catch that tipped pass and get it down deep. And he brings it up to Benz, who carries it into the corner, back to Peterson. Now back to Willie, puts a quick shot on, good tip there in front, and it comes loose, but swept away by a Wildcat defenseman. Back to the point, that comes in again, and now the Wildcats breaking it out. Had a 2-on-1, but the Hornets got back quickly there and covered up. And Benz gets that out to Reiner's center ice. He's got Peterson with him, and Benz there as well. Chopped it to the corner, carrying it around behind the net now. And looking back to point, he has Colby there. He tees it up. Oh! And it goes off of two skates and in the net. Goes off a defender's skate and then off of Peterson's skate and right in the net. And they're calling it good. So they're calling it good. It was not directed in, but a deflection. And that call was, referee had a clear look at it, so they're arguing with the Eagan coaches about that, but that argument is over. Now we face it off and comes back to Colby, puts it up to Reiners, he gets it into Benz, and Benz just gets knocked off the puck there, high in the slot, and that comes down deep to the Wildcats defense at the backboards, and he fires it up and out across the side glass. That'll be a face-off in the Wildcat zone. 6:33 remaining here. First period. We've got 1-0 Hornets. Post gets the face-off and shoots it in up off the blocker pad of the goalie. Then that comes down low, and Steckman puts it up through the slot. Not finding his man there, and Post controls it back in the Hornets zone. He gives it off to Colby, who taps it up to Steckman. Nice move there. Then tries to boot it ahead, and it's delayed at center ice. Now carried in by Boss. Makes a nice move and puts the shot right on. The goalie stops and covers that one up. face-off comes over to the winger who shoots it behind the Wildcats net and out, and that comes up to center. Martin picks it up there, gets it across the red line, fires it into behind the Wildcats net. Forechecking there is Boss and Steckman. They bring it up high. That gets tipped and comes out across the blue line, where we regroup. Knapp over to Pupkoff, who makes a nice move, turning now and shooting. That's deflected by the Wildcats' stick and comes back to the corner where Steckman has it. Steckman makes a turn and puts it into Boss at center. That's chipped away by the defenseman. Now back to Knapp. Shoots it off of a blocker pad. And that comes just out where Martin finds it. Now the Wildcats carrying it out and through the red zone. Sorry, the center zone. Knapp circling behind the Hornets net with it. Gets it over to Steckman. Steckman turning in the Hornets zone and skating it out. That's tipped away and chipped back in where Martin finds it and finds his man Hatch on the far left. Hatch makes a nice move and then it's tipped away by the Wildcat defense and out to center. And carry the puck across the blue line, put it down deep. Willie is there to pick it up and carrying it out. Finds Swaim turning at center. Swaim carries it across, drops it in, and it's off deflection and just came loose and behind the Wildcats net. Puck is sitting there in the crease. Comes behind the net now to Hatch. Back to Saprell, who fires it in deep, and the Wildcats have it there. Forecheck by Treble and Swaim. Swaim now turns with it behind the net, carrying it free and puts it in front. That's turned away and out to center ice where Saprell turns with it. Then the Wildcats take that back and a good shot. Oh, just comes just wide. A rebound. Boy, that's shot caught Aiden Bennett's stick up on the knob end and came down where he wasn't quite sure where it was. Now we're out through center ice where Willie carries it in, making some moves and gets it in on the Wildcat goalie where he covers it up. So posting Colby out there at D, and Ben Peterson and Reiner's line is out. Face off back to post, over to Colby, who shoots it right on, and they steer that to the corner where Reiner's has it, now down in the corner to Ben. Ben's hit there, and the puck comes loose, but now forechecked and taken away, and behind the net again now, where Ben turns with it, finds Peterson moving in, he chips it over the net. Now he has it and turns to the corner. Reiners has it now, turning with it, and that hits traffic. And the Wildcats find the loose puck and just knock it all the way down. So good puck movement there, but not finding the open spot to put it in the net. Jens takes a face off. It's back to Peterson, shoots it up. That's glove, and we'll do it again.
I got vaccinated Friday. I'm so happy. You have one or two.
Benz wins that. Oh, tip back from Peterson, but not far enough for Post. Comes loose at center ice, and now the Wildcats turn with it, shoot it in through center. That puck's poke check to the side where Reiners has it. Now the Wildcats take it, put that right on. Rebound comes out and steered out of there by Post. And the Hornets actually chopped it down for an icing call. So little flurry by the Wildcats. We've got 2:13 remaining in the first. Face off Boss, gets it to the side. That comes to Upcoff, who doesn't get it quite out. And now back to Knapp, who turns behind the net with it and brings it right up through center and comes out through the D and all the way down, where again they bring it back on the icing call. And that face-off comes back to Martin. He goes behind the net with it, brings it to Pupkoff, who then bangs it up the board, not out. Batted out of the air by the Wildcat defense. Now Knapp finds it, brings it over to Pupkoff, who has it poked away. Wildcats carrying that in, tipped out of play, and we'll have a face-off in the Hornet zone. So sort of a sustained action down here in the Hornet zone, where the Wildcats have been trying to establish some offense. And the Hornets again don't quite get it out of the zone here. I think it came out of play off of a Wildcat, so they're giving them the zone on the face-off. Face-off comes deep, past Thomas Knapp, who turns behind the net with it. He tries to poke that up, but not far enough to Winger. Wildcats take that and comes to center, goes all the way through, defended by Martin. Now Hatch pokes it out in a way. He shoots it wink wide to treble, just a little too far. Now he's forechecking for that down deep, and that comes up high, and Martin picks it up. Shot deflected off of a Wildcat and back out to Martin at D. He goes D to D with it for Knapp, who just has to poke it into the corner under pressure. Hatch finds that and circles up to the circle with it. Up to the face-off circle. He shoots it right on, and we'll have a face-off there. Swaim, Hatch, and treble. Swaim taking the face off there. Comes to the boards and now up high and out. And that gets past. And nicely poke-checked away by Willie there, where the Wildcats had a good chance. And Willie got back quickly on him. Now Saprell carrying it in across the zone and deep. And he's forechecked there by treble. And Swaim, where Swaim kicks it up the boards and back to Treble behind the net. Treble then checked off the puck. That comes out loose, and the Wildcats shoot it all the way down the zone, where the Hornets stop it and fire it up. And looking at the clock, I think they had some clock awareness there and just shut her down. So we're 1-0 Hornets here after one. There's no count of shots on goal on the scoreboard here, so I won't venture a guess at that.
Happy birthday. Oh, is it today? No. Is it happy birthday? Was it Friday?
Move it closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't hear you.
Okay. Sound tech, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. All right, we're getting underway. Second period here. Doug Woog, Ice Center. Peterson taking the face off where Reiners attacks it there. And that gets dumped in deep by the Wildcats. He takes a hard hit there by Reiners into the boards and took a rest. Johnny Benz has it across center now and dumps it in on net. That comes to the corner where the Wildcats are battling Benz and Peterson there for it. The Wildcats turn with it and get it out, but comes through his stick and to Saprell. That was a dangerous deflection, hit the defenseman right at front there and came just wide. Now Benz has it and turning in the corner with it. He's knocked off the puck and it's carried out by the Wildcats. They chip it down the ice and that's too far and icing.
It's better a little bit.
I have trying to speak through my mask here, so we're working on the sound on the audio, trying to get it right. All right, Boss Pupkoff and Steckman now. Face-off comes back to Steckman. Great shot right on and gloved by the Wildcat, right at his midsection height. And again, face-off back to Steckman. Quick shot right on. Pupkoff there to get a rebound, but that is steered to the corner. Now Saprell picks that up. Boss brings it out. Pupkoff has it and gloved by the Wildcat goalie. Another good save. Boss under center again. Third time here, and they bring Wildcats win that one. They scoop it down the ice, and we'll have another face-off, same spot. So Boss now pushing that one forward, and that comes loose finally to the Wildcats, who bring it out to center. Saprell and Willie combine to get that one deep, and now it comes loose to Boss in the corner. He knocks it back to Saprell, who one times it, that comes through a bunch of traffic and over to Steckman on the side. The Wildcats steal that one and bring it out to center ice, where Saprell knocks it up to Pupkoff. Pupkoff turning with it, has Boss with him. He makes it move and cuts it over to the circle, shooting it just wide where Steckman picks up the rebound. Steckman in the corner, battling for it. Now the Wildcats get a loose puck and carry that out around Saprell, but he gets to the puck and brings it up. Try to get it to his winger, but intercepted. And now comes out of the zone. Really good shot there and a great save by Aiden Bennett on that intercepted pass. This out pass comes to Steckman, who brings it to center and then just shoots it just down where the Hornets switch it up. Now it's Hatch for checking. He finds the loose puck and turns with it. He's got Swaim with him. He comes to the top of the circle, shoots, and loose puck just bounced over the goalie but not in. Now that puck comes just out and Post knocks that in, so the Wildcats turn and bring that out and get it deep. And that's brought up around the side by Treble, where Swaim picks it up. Swaim's got Hatch through center and Treble with him. He brings it across to Hatch and didn't quite get a solid shot on there. Bring it to the side. Now Swaim forechecking for it behind the net. And Hatch picks up the loose puck. He brings that out to Treble. Oh, right in front, where the goalie makes a great save on a shot, point blank range, and out down to the Hornets' end and back out. Hatch brings it through center, where he's got Treble with him, and Colby taking that rebound, charging it, and now it's back to Post, who puts that right on. And Treble there was trying to tip that right at the glove of the goalie, but didn't quite get a stick on it. So now Benz, Reiners, and Peterson. Benz under center, Knapp and Martin supporting. Benz brings that face off. Peterson has it. That shoots just wide to the glove hand side. Reiners has that now back behind the net to Benz. Up to Peterson, puts it right on, but that's turned to the corner. They try to shoot it out, but Reiners blocks that in, and Benz brings it over to Peterson, who knocks it down deep. Benz chasing for it, gets there first, brings it back over to Reiners, who has it behind the net. Reiners turning with it, now finds Benz up high and puts it right on, but that was turned away by this tough Wildcats goalie. Hornets now cycling again with it on the far side. Peterson skates out with it right at the goalie at a tight angle. He blocks that, it comes loose again, and now knocked out by the Wildcats. Tipped by Thomas Knapp. He has to chase it all the way down to the Hornets end, where he shoots it up the ice to Benz and Peterson. Now Reiners has it, cutting with speed across the line, and that's knocked away by the tough Wildcats defense there. That comes to center, oh! And Johnny Benz finds it and puts it 5-hole. So finding the loose puck coming right through center, and he was about 10 feet back from the slot. I'm sorry, from the, and from the goalie there, and knocks it home. So Boss takes the face-off at center ice. It comes back to Martin, who bangs it then to Boss, and now back to Pupkoff. Tries to find Steckman across ice, but that's tipped away. And now the Wildcats find a loose puck at center. A diving play by Bill Martin, who then gets it, now still fighting to get it out of the Hornet zone. Wildcats had a nice break there, and Bill Martin came back to dive and poke that puck away from the Wildcat, preventing a shot. Now Boss skating up through center with it. Gets it around and puts that right on. The Wildcat knocks it to the corner. Comes out to the top with Hooktoff there, who blasts it off the goalie. And now back to the corner for Boss, who finds Steckman. He turns with it and shoots it through the crease, but just wide. This comes back around the corner, and now the Wildcats get control and shoot it behind their own net. This comes out to Knapp at the blue line, who holds the line. Now Boss, forechecking, steals it in the corner, brings it over to Steckman, who circles behind the goal. Steckman still circling, comes up high and circling once again around behind the net. Now he finds Hatch in the middle, puts a good shot, but that's tipped away and now gloved from a rebound that came out to Thomas Knapp. So we'll face it off to the glove side of the goalie, his left, with the line of Swaim, Treble, and Hatch. Saprell and Willie supporting at D. Swaim fighting through the circle with the face-off and gets it back behind the net, turning with it, and that puck is deflected up and off the ceiling for a whistle. Matthew Swaim takes the face-off. That comes to Hatch on the side and loose, and the Wildcats are able to poke that out. Hornets checking out as they dump it back in, and the puck now comes to Saprell at point, battling along the boards. And that is chipped out by the Wildcats down through center ice. He puts a soft shot on where Bennett gloves it, and we'll have a face-off in the Hornets' end. So 2-0 here in the second with 8:05 remaining. trying to generate some offense now here. Face-off comes to the Hornets D. They bring it out to the blue line, but held in. And now a battle along. Oh. And we had a little bit of an altercation here at the blue line between Hornets and Wildcats. We'll let the referee sort this out. So it's trouble in the penalty box for the Hornets, and number 10 for the Wildcats. Now Treble's leaving the ice. I'm sorry, he's leaving the penalty box for the locker room, and Hornets will put a substitute penalty sitter there. Pupkoff goes in the box. No signal by the ref, so I'm trying to sort out what those penalties were. They're not going to signal it, so looks like it was a game misconduct for Treble, and maybe a 2-minute on top of that, and the other 2-minute for the Wildcat as well. So they are 4-on-4 right now. I'm not quite understanding why we're 4-on-4 if the penalties are offsetting, other than the game misconduct. So face-off taken by Reiners, brings it back to Willie, goes behind the Hornets goal with it, across to Saprell. He brings it back to Willie, who passes it up to Reiners off his stick and rolling down into the Wildcat zone. Now Reiners and Ben's forechecking against it there. That comes out to Willie, who shoots it right on, and gloved and stopped, covered by the Wildcats goalie there. So, all right, Reiners at the center. Now Benz chips that back to Willie, who has pressure and has to try and dump it down deep. That's carried out now by the Wildcats. Bring it across center and dump it in where Willie has it, and skating out. Gets it over to Benz, who goes cross ice, missing his man Reiners. Saprell picks up that loose puck and finds then Benz rink wide, who skates it in. Benz now circling and finds Reiners right in front. Nice play, and Reiners just puts that right in the gut of the Wildcats goalie. We'll have a face-off to his left. So 6:58 left in the period, 1:06 on the penalty. And face-off to Boss, who pushes it back to behind the net. This comes back around to Peterson and back down low to Boss. This comes in, loose puck out to Saprell. He passes it over to Willie, puts that right on. Now it's still loose, and now comes up on side of the net, and loose puck. No one was seeing it. That finally the ref blows dead as the sprawling goalie rolled over on the puck. So Boss for the face-off with Peterson with him there. That comes to Peterson. The shot hits a Wildcat, shoots it out to center. Now back over to Saprell, brings it across center and throws it in deep. Peterson will be the first one there. and he's checked by a man where Boss picks up the loose puck. Then Boss still fighting with it now, looking around and skating it to center. And brings it over. Peterson, who turns and stuffs it. And the Wildcat goalie covers it up there. Boss wins a face-off there. Comes it through center. Oh! And Peterson tries to dribble it around the goalie, but covers it up. And boy, nice save by the goalie there. Really quick feet for him to knock that puck away. Good save, and boy, some good work by Peterson there too to challenge him with that shot. Okay, so Hornets switching it up. We've got Hatch and Steckman. Still Saprell and Willie at D. Hatch taking that face-off, winning it at the circle and taking it down low. Steckman now trying to get loose, and Hatch bringing the puck where he comes loose in the corner, and the Wildcats bring that down deep, but not far enough for icing. Where Willie fights for it and brings it out, but no one there. Now brings it around the side to Steckman, who finds it and pokes it down. The Wildcats goalie stops that and shoots it up ice, where the Wildcat picks it up at his blue line. Poke loose, and now down deep, where the Wildcats control in the corner. And we've got a 5-on-4 advantage for the Wildcats. So apparently there was a longer penalty on Joey Treble than the 2-minute. I don't know what that was. So Wildcats controlling it on the power play here, and shot off of Brian Post comes down low. Now that comes loose, and Steckman finds it and shoots it out to center, where Hatch finds it and forechecking now brings it over to Willie and to Saprell, who ices the puck. And the Wildcats goalie stops it there and then shoots it up past his own man and gets by Brian Post at the blue line and comes down to the Hornets zone. Forechecking there, back checking his post, that comes loose to him, and he's able to shoot it down the length of the ice. The Wildcat goalie tries a little long passing on his own. That comes to the Hornets D, who then shoots it all the way down the ice again. And this comes to Reiners, who backs it up on the goalie and tries to pop it up high, but didn't quite clear that goalie. He's really covering a lot of area on that net. So face-off now down in the Wildcat zone. Matthew Swain pokes that down low and knocking his man into the boards, takes the puck away and shoots it back into the corner, where he and Reiners are forechecking for that puck. Wildcats carry it away and now take it down deep to the Hornets end, where Brian Post finds the puck and shoots it lengthwise, the length of the ice and into the Wildcat zone. The Wildcats passing that out and bring it up through center, but intercepted by Post. His shot goes into Reiner's skates and then into the zone, but now quickly back out through center. Wildcats pass gets chipped to the boards and now down the length of the ice by Post. The goalie finds it there and passes it out to his teammate at the blue line, then back deep. Now the Wildcats passing it out, chipping it up to his man coming through center and into the Hornets zone, where he sets up in the corner. That puck tipped away and back to the point where they shoot it wide. Now it's down low. The Wildcats trying to find a play to get that through. Ben's chopping it out, finds his man Peterson streaking down. And now the Hornets come full strength, and Popkov comes out, puts a shot right on. Another great save by that Wildcats goalie. He has got a lot of stops out there tonight. And now it comes down to corner where Benz loses an edge and goes down. Peterson has it in the same spot. Now Benz finds it and shoots it just over the goalie. This puck then comes hard off the boards and down the length of the ice, icing by the Wildcats. So the Hornets will change up defense. We'll have Knapp and Martin with Benz, Peterson, and Reiners out there. Face off Benz back to Peterson. He's bothered there by Wildcat. He gets it over to Martin, and that comes low to Reiners, who knocks it behind the net. Peterson will get it first and keeps it in the corner where Benz takes it, but then is knocked off the puck. Comes back to him at side of the net and puts it up into the pipe. So that puck comes out of play after a deflection, and we'll have a face-off in the Wildcat zone. How's the sound? Okay?
That's good.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Face-off, bouncing puck in the circle. Ben's fighting for it now, and Knapp pinches up at blue line, finds that puck, and Peterson gets it. Now down to Benz. Tries to play it out to Peterson. He gets it in the corner. He's knocked off the puck and still battling for it. Refines his skates and gets it out where he brings it back to Knapp. Knapp shoots it down low, and Ben's trying to get to the puck, was bothered there. Now it comes back down low to Benz, who now delayed penalty and called on the Wildcats for a high stick, where he was definitely high with his stick. So minute 17 left here in the second. Hornets will have a man advantage. And line of Boss, Pupkoff, and Steckman out there with Knapp and Martin. Face off to the goalie's right. That comes back to Martin at the point. Shoots it in, hits traffic. No one knows quite where the puck is, and it's in someone's equipment. I still don't know where the puck went. Did it go, bounced off of the player and out? They were both looking through their jerseys like it got stuck. Anyway, referees bring that outside the zone for the face-off. This comes back to Knapp, puts it up off the boards to Pupkoff. Now Boss has it, circles and comes into the zone, but now shot out, and Martin tips that out of the air to keep it from going lengthwise. Now he carries it in. Oh! His shot right on the upper crossbar and bounced down awkwardly. Must have been just inside the crossbar and kicked out. So no goal counted on that. The loose puck comes out and down the ice by the Wildcats, where Martin circles with it, puts it behind for Knapp, who gives it up to Steckman. Now Steckman skating through center at speed and going right on the... Oh, and in the net, where he skates the length of the ice and finds the corner past the Wildcat goalie. He's been tough to beat here today, so great effort there. And we'll go back to 5-on-5 after, was that only 4 seconds? No, after about a 47-second penalty. So 20 seconds left in the second period here. Hornets leading 3-0. Faceoff comes through the circle and now back to Martin, knocks it in to the Wildcat zone. Boss wins the race to it there, puts it behind the net to Steckman. Right out front to Martin, who's streaking into the high slot, and he didn't quite get a clean blade on it. That comes back out to center. And that's the end of the period. Hornets leading 3-0. This Wildcats goalie has faced a lot of shots. He's probably already got 30 shots stopped on the Hornets with put 3 past him, so done a pretty good job there for the Wildcats trying to keep them in this thing. Hornets are also short Matt Mason tonight, and I don't know why, but that is got the lineups a little bit different. Miss seeing Matt out there. All right, Boss with Steckman and Pupkoff there, and now they switch it up for the face-off. Steckman battling for it. That comes loose through center. Pupkoff takes it back, and now it's back at center where he's poking, battling there, and the loose puck comes to Willie, who knocks it up. Pupkoff finds it at center and knocks it in deep, and he'll get to the puck first. Puts it behind the net where Steckman, and he forecheck for that. This comes up to the wing, who is cut off by Boss and carries it behind the net. Boss then knocked off, not quite off the puck yet, still carrying it. Brings that over to Steckman, who brings it out front. That comes back to Willie, who shoots it. That's blocker pad to the corner, and Boss gets it there. Now Boss and Pupkoff working the corner. Pupkoff comes out with it, shoots it up through the slot, tipped out, and now Steckman chases that to bring it back in right off of a Wildcat, and now they carry it out through center. They shoot it in, and on Bennett gloves it and sets it down for Willie there, who puts it up. Saprell puts it up through center ice. Now that's knocked back in. Saprell to Hatch, and now Hatch looking through center. Has a man. Hope tries to pass it through the crease, but the goalie tips that pass away. Had Ben streaking up through, and now the loose puck comes back in and out of the Hornet zone. And now all the way back into the Hornet zone where Hatch brings it back. He turns with it there. Comes up off of Swaim's skate, and now skating it out through center back to Hatch. Hatch puts it right on. Ben's gloves the rebound down, but they call him for a carry, closing the hand on the puck, and they'll bring that out of the zone for a face-off. Hatch streaked in and put a hard shot right off the goalie's shoulder, and that high rebound was gloved by Benz and just held on to it a little too long. Face off there comes loose and now poked in by Colby. Colby chases that, but that gets knocked out by the Wildcats, and deflection carries into the Wildcats bench. Swaim in the face-off, knocks it through center. Now Benz picks up the loose puck. He skates around to the corner and tries to cut in. The defender knocks him back there. Comes to the corner where Swaim is forechecking for the puck. Colby pinches on that, but a second Wildcat comes to knock it out, and then it comes back in to the Wildcats in their own zone. They try to carry it out, but the loose puck picked up by Benz. He brings it in, takes a hard shot, but just wide of the net. Now it comes behind the net again, where Benz pokes it over to Peterson, and 3 Wildcats surround him there and carry the puck out. Now they try to dump it in, but Holby pinches it there. And Steckman then carries it, but not, shoots it high, but not out. Wildcat brings it in, and good shot. Bennett finds that and gloves it. So Knapp and Martin now coming out for the defense. The loose puck on the face-off is flipped and up and out of the zone, or out of the rink, for another face-off. The legs are stiff standing up here. All right, face-off by Peterson. This comes back behind the net, and Knapp picks it up there. He brings it up to Reiners, who tries to pass it out. That's intercepted, and now picked up again, and now Reiners carrying it down into the Wildcat zone. Moves it around the defender, but not in time to get a shot. Back to Martin, and shot over the net. Knapp pinches in on that rebound. That comes behind the net with Peterson, and now back to Knapp. Knapp then brings it out down to the corner. Peterson circles with it. And they have a delayed penalty on the Wildcats here. Hornets they have the 6th man out there trying to keep control of this puck without letting the Wildcats touch it. And Boss has it now, turning it in, where the Wildcats find it down deep and get the delayed penalty whistle. So Hornets will go on man advantage here again. I'm looking for the call. A hooking call. And so it's Ben's, Boss, and Pupkoff out there. Ben's centering it for the moment. And Martin and Knapp. And the face-off won by the Wildcats, and comes out to Thomas Knapp, who dumps it down low. The Hornets checking out, and Wildcats get that puck and shoot it the length of the ice, where Bennett comes out and leaves it for Knapp. Knapp now bringing it out and to Boss, and Boss skating it up through center and across the blue line. Now down to the corner, where Benz takes it, and back and forth with Boss there. Benz comes rink wide to Knapp with that, just off his stick, and now back to Boss. Now Benz has it, brings it back right up in the center, skating it down, and brings it down for Boss, who had to recollect it, and now is coming back behind the net, gives it off to Benz. Ben's trying to find a streaking Knapp, but that's sniffed out by the Wildcats, and they get in front of that pass. And now the shot in comes down deep for Knapp, but he loses that, and the Wildcats skate it in, but bring it right in on Aiden Bennett, who stands up the man at the corner, and will have a face-off there where he covers it up in the Hornets zone. Swaim, Hatch, and Steckman now out there for the Hornets. With they didn't post a time on the clock for the penalty, so I don't know how much time is left. Face-off then comes back deep in the Hornet zone. Saprell controls it there. He's skating out with the puck. Banks it to Hatch, who brings it across the blue line. Taps it up to Saprell. Suprell now around the back of the net and to the corner. He tries to cross it through to Hatch. Tipped, but controlled by Hatch. Now behind the net with Swaim. Now back to Hatch. He brings it back to Steckman at the point. Steckman down low to Swaim. Swaim brings up to the top of the circle. And Swaim brings it up high, and Wildcat dives in front of that to block his shot. And the deflection comes out and down the length of the ice, where Hatch now receives a pass from Bennett. Now it's chopped in, and Steckman carries it in deep, and Swaim gets to that puck. He knocks it back, but past Steckman, who brings it in the corner and now knocks it back to Swaim. Swaim now circles with it and knocks it back to Hatch behind the net. Now back to Swaim, but through his feet. And now they're bringing it out, but Willie pinches it in there and keeps it in where Hatch has it and skates behind the Wildcats net, brings it out up high. The Wildcats take it away, but now Suprell has it. Suprell now back to Hatch, who's chasing it into the corner. And stolen by Wildcat to the blue line, but not out, where Benz holds it and turns with the puck at the circle and takes a shot off the Wildcat goalie into the corner. Now this back to Peterson, who brings it up to the circle. Oh, he shoots it up through the slot up high and too far for Hatch. Hatch now circling in with it, takes a shot, painted for the side of the net, and the goalie finds and gloves that one. Colby and Post coming out now on the D, and it's the line of Peterson, Benz, and Reiners. Face off still at the center, and that comes loose to Benz, who's circling with it. Oh, slides it in and through, bringing it through traffic and just past the goalies to the far side, where he shot it under the goalie's pads, and the Hornets will go up 4-0. So face off center ice. Wildcats chip it up, and high off the boards, that comes into the Wildcat zone. I'm sorry, the Hornet zone, where Benz has it, knocks it back deep for Post. Post goes behind the net with it, passes it up and out past his man Reiners. That gets turned around and back now to Colby, who carries it out up to Peterson through center ice. Peterson has Reiners wide. Oh, he tries a sauce pass, but just too far for Reiners. And now Ben's chasing it to the corner. Benz knocks it down low and then gets picked up by a Wildcat there. Banks it off the boards, but not out, where Post holds the line. Wildcats control it behind their own net. They bring it up to the wing, who tips it out. And now back in, where the Hornets will check out and start forechecking Reiners and Peterson in there. Reiners steals that away, and now the puck comes loose in front. Reiners and Peterson chase it. That's turned, and oh! Loose puck comes back to Steckman, who just hammers it over the shoulder of the goalie here. And things are starting to open up a bit now with the 5-0 Hornets, 6:51 remaining here in the third. Great forechecking effort there. Reiners and Peterson pushing, constantly pressuring the defense in their own zone and stealing that puck away again, creating that opportunity. So Boss centering Steckman and Pupkoff now, with Colby and Post at the D. And that faceoff comes through center and chased now by Steckman, who brings it right in, and now behind the net, where he finds Pupkoff. Oh! shoots it up, and the goalie makes an incredible stop on that. Just puts the glove hand up where Puffkoff thought he had one, and now it's carried through the corner by Boss. That comes out to the point where he fires it back into Boss in the corner, and Boss brings that back around to Steckman, who carries it up and now brings circles with it and brings it back into the corner. That's chipped away, but Steckman's still battling, wins the puck back, and now brings it out through center, just missing Puffkoff there, who was turning. That comes out to center and knocked right back in. Boy, these Wildcats have got to get tired of trying to break out of their zone. Hornets just swarming them there. They just bang it way up high off the glass to get it out. Luckily, that chips off of a Hornet and out, and Colby gets to that first. Now they're battling for it deep, and the Hornets carry it out with Steckman through center, passes it to Puffkoff, who stops, comes loose, and puts that, another great effort. Puffkoff cuts it back and finds a clean path to the goalie, but again, that Wildcats goalie answers with a great glove hand. Swaim now centering Benz and Hatch out there. Puck comes to the corner. Swaim and Benz are forechecking for it there, and now comes to the corner where Benz turns with it, brings it back to Martin, who has a clean shot, and low on the glove side where that is gloved, and we'll have another face-off. Hatch will take this one and brings it back where Benz takes it, shoots it in low on the goalie, steers it to the corner, comes around to the other side. Knapp pinching down low. Hey, Thomas Knapp just got the pinching game down, and that puck now battling behind the net where the Wildcats shoot that the length of the ice, and we'll bring it back up for an icing call. Very aggressive night for the Hornets defensemen, Thomas Knapp in particular, pushing it in that offensive zone to hold that zone and keep pucks in down there. Faceoff comes low to the corner. Swaim and Hatch are forechecking for it there. Wildcats thought they had it, but again, the Hornets steal it away. The shot comes in and comes off a skate to the corner. Slap shot now to Martin, and he puts that shot on. Boy, the goalie wasn't sure he knew where that rebound went, kind of looking around, but did come loose to the corner, and now Wildcats do find a breakout pass and bring it out to center ice. Back checking by Martin, and they just come and take it away, and now it comes deep in the Hornets zone where it's chipped out, and the Wildcats again gain control at center and put it in the Hornets zone. Benz turns it to Knapp, who bangs it off the board to Benz. Benz has Hatch with him and passes it into the slot. Tips off of Hatch's stick, but wide of the net. And now the the net is knocked off where Hatch was charging through, and they blew the whistle there to bring it outside the Hornet zone for a face-off. So Reiners, Peterson, and Steckman now, Willie and Saprell at D. Face-off comes through. Reiners chips that in, finds Peterson, who knocks it just wide. Steckman finds that one, and the Wildcats try and chip it out, but Saprell using his body to hold the boards there, and now using his stick, but Wildcats finally knock it loose. Willie makes a nice move there and turns with it at center and knocks it down into the into the Wildcats zone. Comes out to center where Saprell shoots it up high, but off of the Wildcat. They steal it there, and now they're trying to get a shot on, turning with it, but just knocked away by the Hornets and now out to center. Loose puck there. picked up by Peterson, skating with it across the blue line. He's hooked down, and Wildcats find the puck there and try to shoot it out. That's held. Oh, and great pass by Steckman into Peterson there. Shot right on. That's steered to the side where the Wildcats then get it. Now the loose puck is picked up at center. Trying to move with it there. Knocked to the corner by Willie, and that puck comes out to the blue line where they shoot it in. That's stuck in traffic, and now it's along the boards where Steckman's battling 3 other Wildcats for it. They shoot it in deep where Willie gets it, turns to avoid his man, and now brings it up to Steckman. Steckman turning, banging that off of a Wildcat. Loose puck comes to Reiners. Now Peterson and Reiners 2-on-1. Shot by Peterson is steered wide by the Wildcat goalie. Another great play, and circling back with it. And the whistle blows, and we don't know why. There might be a ice time because there's still 1:15 left on the clock, but the horn has sounded, so it's 9:07. I think they've maybe used up the minutes of ice time that they had, and they call this game. Final score: Hornets 5, Wildcats 0.